It's fun. You know, you walk in, there's interactive, icebreakers, there's great dinner, table hopping where you can actually meet all the women over the course of the night and pick the ones that you want to get to know. So who is Angad? A man that loves adventure, loves pushing boundaries, wanted to explore. I'm from Toronto, Canada. I'm 33 years old. Work for my family business. We do cardiac heart testing and just a free spirit. Love traveling, love working out, love meeting great people, social guy, and got a good group of friends down in Toronto, Canada, but just blessed and grateful to be here. I've never been married. I was close to getting married, and I'm happy I didn't because I got a chance to come down on the tour. I'm actually Indian and Sri Lankan, and I was actually really close to getting an arranged marriage, and my heart wasn't in it. So, in our culture, arranged marriage is big, and I found it very businessy, like very transactional. I didn't want to do that because I wanted love, I wanted romance, I wanted passion, I wanted excitement. I wanted to know that the woman wanted me for me. So I reached out to AFA because the footage was really good. There were so many happy clients online. Like if you Google AFA in YouTube, you see a lot of happy men with genuine, beautiful women with great attitudes. So that definitely made me feel good because I didn't want something transactional. I wanted to avoid that. So that was number one. And number two was, I didn't want to make excuses. Like I knew the Philippines was far and it was a far trip. I love Filipino women. I find them incredibly beautiful. I think they're down to earth, they're humble. And I felt that what really motivated me to do this tour was the prospect of meeting, a lot of quality women and knowing that AFA is like screening them to a certain degree. It gives a foreigner like me, a guy from the West, a measure of confidence that you're not meeting some random person off the street. I like that. It makes me feel secure. I read testimonials online. I read a lot of reports. Like, I'm the kind of guy that will always do my research. I'm a smart guy. I'm not going to walk into something blind. I did my homework on them. 27 years they were operational. Called the head office in Phoenix. They took my calls. They answered my questions. So I had a measure of confidence before I came because, it could be scary for men in the West to make that decision to pay that money and make that trip. But the customer service was great. The YouTube videos were strong. The testimonials were real. And it was kind of how I found out about it. And then there were a lot of articles online too. It was a life experience. It was a life-altering experience. From the time I found out about you guys to the time I actually booked my tour was less than a month. I was decisive and I was sold. I was actually sold. And I'm happy I did. Before I came on the tour, there were two major reservations. Is this thing legit? The money was never a problem because, as much as people may crib about money, everybody can find the money to do something. It's whether or not it's worth it. Is this a dream? Is this too good to be true? Or is it legit? So that was my only fear. But what alleviated that for me was calling the head office and getting Brianna on the phone or getting Michelle on the phone, who are phenomenal with coordinating with clients. And that made me feel good because they answered my questions, whether it was what do the socials look like how many women do we meet? What's the protocol on table hopping? The customer service was phenomenal. So that's kind of what got me over the hump in terms of getting from a point where it's an idea to okay, I'm gonna do this thing, I'm booking my ticket, I'm paying for the tour, I'm gonna show up and do this thing. Is the juice worth the squeeze? Is it worth it? And once I got past that point by getting feedback from customer service and getting a visual on what this thing is gonna look like and getting the itinerary and seeing the footage online and reading the testimonials and reading the website documentaries on how many men have found success, I got over that hump. And like I said before, it just took me a month from the time that I actually found out about AFA to actually book this thing, pay for it in full, and make my way down here. You walk in this room, this banquet hall, this beautiful banquet hall in a hotel. And I'm just painting a picture. You see a bevy of beautiful women greet you right away. And I've never experienced something like that in my entire life, especially living in Toronto, Canada. And a lot of the men in Australia, the US, the UK say the same thing. So you walk in, you're instantly greeted by a beautiful girl that puts a garland around your neck, welcomes you, gives you a big hug, and then puts your name tag on. You're in the lobby or the outer lobby, you have a drink in your hand, you got a beautiful girl in your hand who escorts you, and when you walk in, you're literally blown away. Like, you're greeted by about 120 to 130, absolutely beautiful women who are just happy to see you, who are genuine, who are seriously looking for the right man. And when there's 15 or 20 guys and close to 120 women, beautiful women as well, I have a tough time imagining a lot of men experiencing that. I've never experienced that. It's fun. You walk in, there's interactive, icebreakers, there's great dinner, there's table hopping where you can actually meet all the women over the course of the night and pick the ones that you want to get to know. There's interactive games towards the end to kind of further break the ice and have that playful, flirty banter with the girls that you really like. And then there's follow-up after. All the men have buddies, and the buddies are great at connecting the women that you like with yourself. And they follow up, and they make things happen really quickly. So it's not just, hey, show up to the social and you're on your own. There's ongoing support. You have the buddies. They document who you like. They follow up with the girls. They get you in touch. Like, everything else is provided and taken care for. So it's wonderful, Yeah. So in terms of meeting somebody special, I believe I have. I'm taking my time, and I'm getting to know the women equally because, on the socials, and for the men watching this who are gonna do the tour, you will meet a lot of women at the social, so I am taking my time. That being said, there are one or two women that I think could be very special. Obviously, I would choose one, but there are definitely possibilities there in terms of me seeing a future with at least one or two of the girls on this trip so far. Yeah, definitely. So if I had to describe my experience on this tour, my whole experience in one or two words, I would say life-changing. I think I'm blessed to be here. I mean that from the bottom of my heart. I'm happy. I kind of don't want to go back home. The only reason I'm going back home is because my mom lives there in Toronto, Canada. But I'm blessed. I'm blessed to be here. I'm blessed to be here with a bunch of guys that actually have the chance to do this instead of being stressed out at home and working 80 hours a week and being miserable and paying bills and waking up and paying bills and working. Like, to be out here with beautiful girls, beautiful weather, we're blessed. Yeah. So,
You too can experience the romantic adventure of a lifetime. Join men from all over the world as they take a trip and find their future brides. Interested? Learn more at
islandladies.com.
If you enjoyed this video, be sure to give us a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel. Then click on the notice bell to get notified every time we add something new.